Alright, welcome to our next video, our first video on volume. Today we're going to be exploring volume of prisms. So first off, let's go ahead and address the volume formula for a prism. And the volume of a prism is the product of the area of the base and the height. So volume equals area of the base times the height, where A sub B stands for area of the base, and H represents the height of the prism. Remember, height of the prism is going to be the distance between the bases. So first we should identify bases, and then we should go ahead and identify the height as the distance between the bases. So in our example here, we've got a triangular prism, which we know it's a triangular prism because the bases are triangles. So the first thing we should do is always identify the bases. So your base in this case is going to be this triangle right here and right here. Now, just because this prism is laying down on its side, one mistake we don't want to make is to identify this blue rectangle as the base. Okay, just because it's on the bottom doesn't make it the base. So like I said, this rectangle on the bottom is not the base. The red triangles, those are going to be your base. So our formula, if you remember, is volume equals area of the base times the height. So we've already identified these right triangles, the red triangles, as my bases. So to find the area of the base, we're going to need to use the formula 1/2 times base times height. Now, one of the things to remember that in a right triangle, the base and the height of a right triangle are going to be both the legs. So in this case, one leg is going to be 1 foot, the other one's going to be 3 feet. We can go ahead and say 3 feet would be the base, and then 1 foot would be the height of that triangle. So I go ahead and simplify. 1/2 times 3 times 1 is going to be 1.5. So this will be your area of the base. And then I also need to know what the height of my prism is. Now remember, the height's going to be the distance between the bases. And I've already identified these red triangles as being my bases. So therefore, 2 feet is going to be the distance between these bases. So 2 feet is going to be the height of this prism. And then we're going to take them and plug them into my formula. So volume is going to equal area of the base, which is 1.5, times the height of the prism, which is going to be 2. 2 times 1/2 is going to be 3. And since we're talking about volume, this is going to be in 3 feet cubed. So this is going to be my answer. Volume is measured in cubic units. So that's why we're doing 3 feet cubed for this one. So that's going to be it for volume of a prism. Remember that your formula is going to change based on what your base is. In this case, we had a right triangle, so we use 1/2 base times height for the area of a triangle. We could have a rectangle, we could have a hexagon, but that formula is going to change based on whatever your base is. If you have any questions, write them down on the side. Go make sure you try the U-Try Now. And if you have questions, ask them next time you see you.